We are going to the movies. What are we gonna go see again? Because I don't remember.
We're going to Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron and Valerian and the something. 1,000 Planets? Planet of...
Sci-fi!
Something by Luc Besson, who did, I'm probably saying his name wrong. The Fifth Element. I know movies, I swear to God.
She knows movies better than I know movies.
I try.
So there's that. So yeah, movies. Bye. Hi.
We're back on a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Again.
Tuesday night!
Because... Fake Thursday.
That's what we're calling it now.
I'm calling it that because who can do premieres all the time anyway? Who has that kind of money?
We can't. We work all the time anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so...
We did a double feature today.
So
you get to hear us talk about 2 movies.
Yes. The first movie being Valerian.
And the City of 1,000 Planets. Finally got the title right. Yeah. I kept calling it the Planet of 1,000 Cities and shit. Like, that's not...
Technically not wrong.
No.
But
it's not right. Anyway, from the director of a movie we love,
The Fifth Element,
and a movie we really didn't like, Lucy.
They didn't advertise Lucy for what the movie was about.
Yeah, they did.
Anyway. Basically, I knew nothing about this film going in.
Me either.
I
knew the director and that it was sci-fi.
I saw the trailer like twice. Like right after a friend was like, I want to see that! And I was just like, okay. I mean, it looked colorful and bright, so I was like, why the fuck not?
We're always down for some cheesy sci-fi. We even like the much maligned Jupiter Ascending. And we like AVP, so...
Well, that's true.
Yeah. We love
really
AVP.
like that one. So, this film starts out on an alien planet, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, I gotta say, we missed the first couple minutes.
True.
Because we were late, but we were in the theater by ourselves.
Yeah.
Also, the guy that we predicted, like, watch, he's gonna be the bad guy, he was doing some narration at the beginning, was never in the movie again.
He was never in the movie again.
I have no idea who he was. We missed the first couple minutes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we came in just in time to see the introduction of the Pearl People.
Yes, who are the best.
Who are the best.
They should have been the stars of the movie.
They really should have been the stars of the film.
Because, God, I couldn't stand anybody else.
No. The main characters of Valerian and Laureline?
Their names are French, so they're not pronounced in the French way, but they were terrible. Oh my gosh, they were so boring.
They were the dullest, like, stalest pieces of white bread I've ever seen.
She, at one point, I think it was like sometime during the second act, just turned to me and said, Valerian's a brick. And he is. He's just a brick. He moves around the plot and gives some exposition.
He's also an asshole.
He is an asshole. Oh my God.
He's an entitled dick.
But anyway, in the beginning of the movie, they do this really clumsy exposition dump when they're headed to a mission about, like, well, I'm the bad boy, and that's why you don't like me, and here's all the women I've slept with. Literally, the ship has a literal log of all the women.
And they call it, like, the playlist.
The playlist.
And I'm just like... Fuck.
Anyways, so, like, and that's why she's giving him shit, kind of rightfully so. She's not a great character either, but at least she's kind of justified in some shit.
She's really robotic.
I said
almost Vulcanian. Yeah, it's a little weird.
I said at one point, they're robots. Yeah. They are robots programmed by the government to do missions and stuff. But anyway, in the beginning he says, oh, I'm a bad boy, I break all the rules, and that's why you don't like me. And then at the end... At the climax, where they have to make this big decision of whether to help the Pearls or not. He quotes
fucking, like,
he says, no, we gotta play by the book. I'm a government official, and I don't break the law. We have to leave this to the courts. And it's like...
Are you fucking kidding me? You bad boy?
You totally, like, straight up murdered some people earlier in the movie, but okay.
But, I mean, it was really visually stunning. The aliens looked amazing.
They looked really cool. The Pearls especially looked awesome.
Like, the Pearls, the Pearls really gave me the same vibe that you get from, like, what are they called? The Na'vi people?
Yeah, the Na'vi from Avatar.
Yeah, from Avatar. Like, it was cool. Like, they were cool looking.
I personally liked their design more than the Na'vi, but I like that they're really pretty. Like, I think everyone can agree the Pearls are really, really pretty.
Yeah, no, they're gorgeous. I'm like... Pretty.
Like, their entire world...
They're magical.
Was so beautiful and love them. Little space hippies that live in shells.
So, I mean, the beginning of the movie is just... It's a slog, in a way. I mean,
after the scene with the Pearls.
Yeah, like, it's not a terrible slog, but it is a slog. Like, I just kind of sat there and was like, I don't care about any of these people. I don't care about any of the shit they're doing right now. Like, whatever. I was basically just sitting there going, this is a clusterfuck of visual imagery.
Oh my god.
That is pretty, but it's a literal clusterfuck.
It was so confusing, and I turned to her and was like...
There was also quite a bit
What was the editor, like, sitting in the bay going, wait, what am I doing?
There was also quite a bit of, like, alien animal death.
Oh my god, yeah!
Which I'm like, I realize it's not...
They're not actual animals, they're just little CGI creatures.
But I'm just sitting there going... excuse me.
It was very sad.
It was sad. There was actually one scene that I was like, I realized that thing was trying to kill you, but I'm like, no.
They gave it, like, some weird kind of, like, oh, wait, you should sympathize with this thing, like, right at the last second before it presumably fell to its death.
And I was like, wow, thanks, dicks. The movie really doesn't start to pick up until...
the end.
Well, like... Definitely the third part of it.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I could not figure out when this fucking movie was gonna end. It got to just a certain point where I was like, nothing has happened. Like, the main plot has not progressed.
Yeah, like, okay, they didn't actually give us the main plot until, like, the third part of the film.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really
when they actually find the pearls.
Yeah, we didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. As far as we knew, the pearls were all fucking dead, except, I mean, like, we see one or two, and it's like, well, maybe you're just survivors.
Yeah, like trying to cling to the remnants of their culture and their world, but no, there's a whole bunch of them.
Like, the movie really only starts getting good when Rihanna's character, Bubble...
Who is the best.
Yeah, comes on. Like,
Justice for Bubble. Hashtag Justice for Bubble.
Rihanna does amazing.
She's awesome.
Her scene, I was just sitting there going, wow.
But Bubble was awesome.
No,
she
Bubble
was a
was
really
awesome.
great character and had some more character to her than I thought she would. I thought it was basically going to be a glorified cameo, which it did kind of turn out to be. But Bubble had a lot to her.
She had a lot of personality. She had a lot of character. Her backstory was already better than our main characters.
Oh yeah.
And they threw her in the trash.
They literally throw her in the trash.
Literally threw her in the trash.
Spoiler alert, and then she dies.
Yeah, they literally kill her off, and it's fucking tragic. And I'm like, okay, like literally,
I was so angry.
Oh, fuck. Like they literally, like Valerian literally asks, "What can I do to help you?" And she's just like, or you know, like, "What's wrong?" And she's just like, "I must have been injured in the fight." And I'm like,
they literally never show her being injured.
They never show her,
but she has like this gaping wound in her stomach that's bleeding, and it's like.
And I'm like, okay, but earlier you, like, ripped a hole in yourself.
Yeah, she, like, separated. Had, like, a hole in her middle.
Like, I'm just like, what?
Because she was, like, fluid.
Yeah.
It was cool. Her alien form was super pretty.
And it's, like, about that time, too, that Lorelai, or whatever the fuck her name is, starts becoming a person. She starts emoting more. She's still not great, but she actually emotes, and I'm like, I started to feel a little more connected to her than Valerian. Valerian can, like, kiss my ass, honestly.
I kept saying, like, He said at one point, to Lorelai, however you say her name, "Do you want me to die for you? Is that what you want?" And she said no, and we both went, yes! We want you to die for...
Die! Like, that is the only decent thing he could have done, is die.
The thing that could have saved this movie is if they hadn't killed off Bubble, and Bubble and Lorelai had gotten together. That could have saved this movie completely and made me love it.
Yeah.
Despite the horrible beginning.
Also, the best character, I mean... In the beginning. In the very, like, first and second half of the film, the best character is the AI on their ship named Alex. Has more personality than our main characters.
And she's literally a program.
Literally a program.
Another thing is this movie is, like, super predictable. Like, as soon as they introduced, who, she can attest to this, Clive Owen walked on screen, who you may know from critically acclaimed movies like Children of Men and really bad fun movies like King Arthur, walks on screen, and they're like, "Oh, it's the commander," and I cracked up because I had, like,
it's King Arthur!
Also, he's in Oscar-winning movies, and I was, like, cracking up. I almost fell out of my seat.
What are you doing in this film?
I know. Anyway, he walks on screen, and they say who he is and, like, how important he is, and I looked at her and said, he's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy.
He was the bad guy. Like, I will say this for the film, there are parts of it that I was literally just sitting there going, wow, this is a little too real. Like, parts...
Yeah, some lines were like,
lines
wow, like...
and parts of the plot, which should have been introduced way sooner.
Oh my god,
were
some
really
stuff was
relatable.
So rushed, and it was like, oh my god.
Really relatable to the world right now, and I'm just like, wow. Does this remind you of anybody? It's amazing. So, the movie, it was fun. Like, I mean, it was worth going to see.
It was definitely more fun because we were in the theater by ourselves and we were basically just riffing the entire time and could be as loud as we wanted. It was basically like we were sitting at home watching it. Like, I even told her, I'm like, we could just get this, like, when it comes out, turn all the lights down and just yell over the movie, and it's the exact same experience as watching it in the theater for us.
I'm not saying don't see it, because it's a fun movie, but don't go in
Don't
thinking...
expect The Fifth Element. Even though that's, like, kind of goofy. It's kind of a goofy movie, at least, like...
I feel like this one took itself way too serious.
Oh, definitely. And I can't remember if The Fifth Element was based on anything, or if it was an original story. This was based on a comic book.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
And part of me feels like that might have been a problem with it. Because they either... I don't know anything about the source material. But they either tried to stick to it too much, or they deviated from it too much. And maybe none of the charm of the original wound up in it. Who knows? Maybe we'll check out the comic
It was
books.
for his dad.
Yeah, he dedicated it to his father, who I think I heard some time ago had passed away.
Yeah.
So
I mean...
I could have that wrong.
It's like... But... You know, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't
It's fine.
Great.
It's not god-awful. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just okay.
Like, I don't feel like I wasted my time. No. I was not angry when I left the theater. I did not feel exhausted by its monotony, even though it is kind of monotonous and predictable, but it's not the most god-awful thing you could ever go see in a theater. Because I've been there. Several times. We've seen some bad shit.
We have seen some
This is not the worst thing ever.
So yeah.
That's that.
Not terrible.